Yeah, show him I can still rap though. Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the back like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my friendly way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got a buck for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. Kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper straight. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I'll get it done. I said it before, I'm a 101. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me calm. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock it tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want the check, but can you make it stretch? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green.
Like that, so you know when it's about to
Yeah, when the fairy gets eaten, man, it's time to go live. What is going on, people? Yes, we are back and we are live. It is the next podcast, and guys, I don't know, man. I think a couple things have come down the pipeline. A couple things that we can talk about. Shout out to the chat. What is going on, people? We are looking to get into it today. Pretty much the ABK deal, at least the move to block the merger, like right off the bat, that got stopped. I believe today, one of those days.
Tuesday.
Okay, but we got to talk about that because there is also an appeal, and I know there's got to be people out there on Twitter right now just hanging every single hat they have on that whole appeal process, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun show, guys. We do have to get into the intro, so let me start. You know what? I haven't done this in a while, so let me start with this man first. He is coming live from the 405, and yeah, I don't know why, man. I just chose to bring him out first. It is K Mega. K Mega, what is going on, bro?
What's happening? What's going on? K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405. You know what I'm saying? Good to be here as usual. You know what I'm saying? Double duty. You know what I'm saying? Had a little my thoughts video before we started here. But yeah, no, it's going to be really good. I mean, I'm warmed up, about to hit this Diablo and get busy, man. Ready to get to it, man.
You know, I might try that when it hits Game Pass. I'm just saying, like, I'm not into dungeon crawlers. That's why I wouldn't spend money on it. Like, I'm not going to spend.
Bro, you would be proud of me because I'm destinying this game.
Oh,
I am going crazy on this game.
He's no lifing it. That's what he means, people.
I am life in this game.
Hold on, you would be proud of me, K Mega, because a game that you have suggested, you have played on PC, you have sent gameplay over here of this game. You told people to play it. I started playing it, and it is absolute fire. And, of course, that is Sword and Fairy on Game Pass.
Let's go.
Yo, straight fire. Oh, my goodness, man.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Last game.
Dude, the combat system, the combo system, and then pulling your specials off at the end of those, it's definitely satisfying, bro. Having a blast there, man. But we gotta get into some topics, man.
I'm proud of you. That's growth. I like that. Took you 10 years, but it's growth.
I'm probably gonna beat that game, man. No lie. Like it's done something that not too many games have done in a while. Where you stop playing it, you go to the grocery store or something like that, and you're still thinking about that last battle you had and like what's going on with the story and everything like that. I'm there with that game, bro.
That is great.
Yeah.
That's great news. Yeah, really cool.
Nice.
Shout out to Game Pass.
Yeah, for real, and it's about to get even better, people. But let's see. Next on the list, let's go down there. Let's go down there to the Lone Star State. Not only is this man a gamer, he's an adult gamer, and then not only that, he does get into the business side of things. So I think we're gonna be running over to Pred's corner real quick. Yo, Predator, what's going on, man?
You just call me old.
No, did I say that? No,
you said adult, like geriatric.
Well, see,
what are you getting at right now?
See, old is if I say like experienced. Okay.
You know what? Now you just call me sir.
The gentleman Predator.
I got Dark calling me daddy. You call me sir.
Oh no. Somehow, some way, his ego just gets bigger every show. I don't know.
Hey, we wanted to do a show last week, but somebody over here just said that we couldn't do one. So there wasn't enough content out there for us to discuss last week. So we decided to cancel last week's show. But that wasn't our call. That was his call, which, it's on him. It's his show. So
yeah, I haven't introduced him yet, man. Chill. Don't go down dark like that.
I'm not talking about dark. I'm talking about you.
Oh.
Well, I'm talking about dark, okay? It's all Dark's fault. I'm gonna blame him, bro.
But welcome back, everybody. Welcome back.
And let's see. Next on the list, we are going to the West Coast. I haven't heard his voice in a while. I don't know. He gets kind of quiet sometimes, and that's when you should be nervous. Of course, it is the angry otter himself, Dark Optimus. Dark Optimus, what is up, bro?
What's up, man? Happy to be here. Ready to get into the shenanigans.
You're really quiet tonight. Like you've been playing like Bramble all night long last night, and you're scared to death now, yeah.
No, I'm playing Final Fantasy X right now, so that's why I'm all.
Not playing your PSVR too?
No, I never bought that crap.
No, he's been playing Chris's PSVR too.
I don't even
He's
know
not
why
playing
people, I don't even know why people bought that crap, to be honest. But whatever.
It's funny that you say that because I actually saw one on discount. I guess someone returned it and they marked it down to like $320. Nothing was wrong with it. The guy just didn't like it and brought it back. And I was so close to buying it, but I thought, like, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with this thing?
Exactly.
Nothing. This is a waste of space. So I left it there.
All right. Oh, my bad, Dennis. Yeah, I did have YouTube playing on my TV in the background. It became background noise, and I didn't realize it was still playing. It is off now. Guys, what do you think? You want to get into this? You want to hit these topics real quick? Yeah. All right. Let's not start with Activision Blizzard because a different piece of news came up, and it's interesting because the beginning of this generation. We had people talking about SSDs and the power of SSDs and what SSDs would bring to the console space when it comes to game development. And there were certain games that were being touted by PlayStation, whether they were second party or whether they were first party, as to only be able to be run on the PS5 because of that magical SSD. Now, over time, with Sony realizing that there's money to be made in the PC space, we have started to see more and more PlayStation first-party games be ported over to PC. And the interesting thing about that is when you look at like the minimum required specifications for your PC for these games, and a trend seemed to build up where people are like, well, hold on, that game, they said that it needed that SSD, but you look at the recommendations, it just says it doesn't need that. And now with the latest game, it's kind of like the biggest bomb in that whole category because it is Ratchet and Clank. The newest iteration, which they talked about the ability to travel between worlds instantaneously and all that stuff, that mechanic, the core part of that game's gameplay, could not be done on anything besides the PS5 because of the SSD. And now, with seeing information of minimum requirements for the PC port, it seems it doesn't even need an SSD to run on PC at all. Dark, let's go to you on this one, man. Dark, what do you think about this information that's coming out now? Is this something that you have expected? Do you think it's safe to say that the whole SSD thing, while could definitely have benefits in areas when it comes to game development and processing and all that good stuff, is it safe to say that there was a lot of buzzwords and a lot of marketing speak when it came to what the SSD in the PS5 was like truly capable of, man?
I mean, let's be honest. They lied, right? I mean, that's what
I try to be nice about it, but you can say that.
That's what companies do. I mean, that's what companies do to get people to buy their stuff. Like that's just something that they've done. In the past, it's not like it's just Sony that's doing it. There's tons of companies that do it. I'm not gonna say every company does it because there are some companies that don't. They try to build their repertoire with their morals and stuff. So can't say that everyone does it, but it's no surprise. I mean, what was surprising to me is that it can run on a 960.
Say that one more time. What happened?
It can run on a GTX 960. That's what surprised me. I was like, you know how old that card is? The card's like almost 8 years old. Like.
Hold on. Would that suggest that at like the core of Ratchet and Clank that they possibly kind of did what they did with Spider-Man, and the core of that game is actually the PS4 Ratchet and Clank game?
Probably. I mean, yeah, it's probably, yeah. I mean,
it's Insomniac too, so like they could definitely use the same procedure to make games quickly.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think the game is a gorgeous looking game. The game is a fun game, but to sit here and tout that it needs an SSD in order to play it, no, that's not the case.
But dude, those warps, man, to get instantly into a different area, no load times. Come on.
I think if it's going to be interesting to see when it does come out on PC and it is running on a HDD. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there, because is it going to be like instantly like the SSD was touted to be?
Oh, there's going to be a load. He's gonna tumble a little bit, like gonna do 3 or 4 tumbles before.
Yeah, there's probably gonna be some tumbling. It's probably not gonna be as smooth, but you can still play it, right? I mean, that's the biggest thing, is that, well, you can still play it. So, I don't think it's like a huge deal or anything. I just think it's more of a deal because you guys kept on getting harassed by the ponies out there that that touted that the SSD.
Sir, stop talking about your kind that way. That's disrespectful. No. Okay.
Hey, listen, I'm a cannibal, right?
He's like, I make glue. Okay, that's what I do.
No, I just think that it's not really that big of a deal, but I get where some people would be like, that's a big deal because people were trying to tell me that I can't play this game on PC or whatever, when clearly with the recommendations you can, and it's not even required. It says it on the thing. It says recommended SSD. They recommend you have an SSD, but you don't need an SSD to play the game. So yeah, I think it's just a marketing ploy that they try to do in the beginning. And it worked out for them for a little while, but I don't
Definitely
think it's
did.
working
Yo,
out
it
for them anymore.
caused straight up arguments at points in time,
yeah.
man. Let's be real.
That's, you got to remember that they're them at Sony.
Hold on, Dark, real quick. I just thought about this. What does this mean for Digital Foundry's analysis of games like Ratchet and Clank, that they tried to really back up that the game really can't be done on anything but that?
Well, that's the thing. It's going to be interesting to see what they say about it when it
I
comes
just
out
thought
on
of that, yo.
Yeah, because I mean, if they were touting that it was the reason why this game couldn't be played on PlayStation 4 or quote unquote Xbox, even though the game could be played on Xbox, it could. It's not going to go to Xbox because it's a PlayStation owned game. But
hey, never say never, man. Now, no, they're chips.
True.
They're chips to negotiate now, bro.
That's true. You can't say never nowadays. But I don't think they. Sony's the kings of lying and marketing that lie to the extent to where people believe it. So it's funny that it came out that you don't need an SSD in order to play the game. But the whole 960 thing, that shocked me. That I was all like, damn. All right, well, I'm gonna be interested to see what that looks like. I want to see comparison.
Dude, I think it'll
look like on a 960 and what it looks like on a
on a 960. I can almost guarantee you on a 960 it'll look as good as the PS4 Ratchet and Clank on PS4. That's pretty much what it would like.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no,
that's
dude,
bad,
that's
though.
good. That's really good. That's fucking like CGI movie type looking graphics, man. That's still great. It's just you don't get the ray tracing and all that shit. All that shit with it.
Yeah, you're not gonna get all the ray tracing and all that. If you want all the ray tracing, you want all the bells and whistles. Yeah, you're definitely gonna want a SSD. You're definitely gonna want a beefy PC.
Well, you need more than a 960.
Yeah, you definitely need more than a 960. That's for sure.
Dude, you just made me feel good. I got a 1060 in my computer.
Right there, you go.
Yeah, like I got room, man. I got room to go.
You're like, I don't have to buy another graphics.
I'm going all ultra settings on this 1060.
If Ratchet and Clank is playing on the 960, I don't need to upgrade. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good for another 10 years, man.
Right?
Yeah. Let's get Pred in on this one. Pred, this is something we have talked about before, and it's funny. We've seen people in the chat try to argue with us about this. Now, the more and more that these games get ported over to PC, the more and more we see within the requirements, minimum specifications, stuff like that this magical SSD maybe isn't that magical in the PS5. But I feel like Ratchet and Clank might be the biggest one, the biggest bomb yet when it comes to that whole category, man. Well, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, because to be honest with you, I think that's the only game they ever touted the SSD was needed for a game. Am I not correct on that?
No, there was a couple of them.
Godfall for real, yeah.
I think even Returnal, they said that they
and Returnal, and they also did it with Forspoken.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all those were multi-plats except for Ratchet and Clank, and so I think maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But like, it's like I don't remember there being so much hype around the SSD other than Ratchet and Clank. To me, I didn't. Maybe I didn't pay much attention to it, but because like even with like, I mean. Because every other game they've had has been multi-plat, right? Except until this.
We're talking like
it's still on PC.
second
God
party.
The only game that's not been out is Returnal. Say it again.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Godfall didn't come until later, by
Yeah.
2 years later, and then Returnal
Godfall was
is
on PC
still
though,
in place.
wasn't
Yeah, it came on
Okay.
PC.
It launched.
It launched, but Returnal is only on PlayStation and only on PC. So of course people wouldn't really talk about that as well.
Yeah. So
And
again,
same
so
as
that's my point.
Forspoken.
Like all of them were on PlayStation and PC, and even if it came later, it was announced it was coming on PC at some point in time. So they really couldn't be like, oh, the SSD. So maybe that's why it didn't tout it that way, because Ratchet and Clank was the only one that came out that was specifically only launching on PlayStation 5. And like I think Dark said it was a marketing ploy. I think they did that. And they touted this SSD from the very fucking beginning to get people to stop buying the PlayStation 4 and spend money on the PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
To make them feel like they had to buy it. Because if you didn't buy this, and if they were smart, this is the business side of me thinking. If they were smart, they would do what Microsoft did and did it proprietary with their SSDs. And they could have gotten all that money and all that revenue for something. Like it had, this outsourced it to
I don't like how the proprietary
I don't either.
Has
I like having the option to pick up what I want, but if Sony was smart, they would have made a deal with, Seagate or somebody or Western Digital to do a proprietary SSD instead of letting the consumers go buy whatever the fuck they wanted to buy. And they could have reaped some of that money back. But they didn't do that. So they said, oh, you can just open up your SSD and do this and do all this other shit and add this to it. Which, again, it's like I'm glad. I mean, I'm happy they did it that way versus the Microsoft way. But again, the business side of me, let's make some money. So, but I mean, everyone talks about Phil lying. There's a difference between having a direction and then changing your mind. Like I'll use the VR for example, because everyone like Phil lied about VR. He said it was coming. Okay, they reevaluated it and said this isn't the right time for this, so we're not gonna fucking do it. Versus telling everybody you needed to buy this console for this game because you have to have this super powerful SSD to run this, and we're doing this and doing that because all our games are gonna run off this SSD, and if you don't buy this console, your other shit's not gonna work. So bullshit. All they were trying to do was get everybody to buy their console. That's it. They wanted to sell the console, and that's why they harped on console sales in the beginning of the generation. That's why that was a thing. So like, let's make you, as a consumer, let's make you buy this ugly ass fucking big ass fucking bookend for $600 and leave the generation behind. But then they end up reverting that after everyone bought the motherfucker and started putting everything on PlayStation 4 anyway.
Well, they couldn't. I mean, and this, you're a business guy, man. When it came down to it, they couldn't just abandon that player base with so many millions of people.
What Microsoft did.
Yeah.
They get back and pat. And when they did do it, they charged you for it.
I mean, because there you go. But dude, you just talked about making money. That's what they were doing, man.
But they again. So you can't sit here. People cannot sit here and say Microsoft is an anti-consumer when you're looking at PlayStation do anti-consumer shit.
I got news for people when it comes down to it. When it comes down to it, if a corporation is successful, they're not thinking pro-consumer or anything. They're thinking about giving you guys just enough that you keep coming back. Like that's that's the whole thing. Like that's not
why
really
is PSVR and PSVR 2 compatible with each other, but the games from the past aren't.
I mean that's something I said they should have done. Another thing they should have done with PSVR 2 was make it compatible with PC as well. But we all know.
That'll come later, though. That'll come later.
They said it's coming sooner than later. I read that.
Well, they got
it's not selling well.
Well, they got like independent people working on like open kind of like platform to do it that way, like not licensed by PlayStation. And I can actually see why they wouldn't make it compatible with PC right off the bat, because then when it comes down to it, PC's got such a bigger library of VR games that like people would pick it up and play it on the PC and play like their Steam VR games. They'd be like, well, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
that
a
was
threat.
that would
cut
make them
in.
have to go full PC.
That would cut in on their shit, man. That's what it would do.
That would make them have to go full PC at launch.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But I mean, yeah. So I mean, I thought that, you know, as we were talking, you guys were talking a second ago with Dark, and I realized like how anti-consumer they've been. You know, just like making people buy this console, lying to them about it. You know, Ryan. You know, like that's what they did, and everybody fell for that shit because they knew that the fucking PlayStation stands. I'm using K Mega's word, which I never.
Oh no, he's mad.
We're just gonna follow suit. Let's just buy it. And they did. And now they're like, we didn't even have to buy. Like, imagine if you were able to keep your PlayStation. Matter of fact, they actually took all the PlayStation 4s off the shelves and stocked them with, like, made you buy a PlayStation 5. You could not find a PlayStation 4 anywhere. Because I was going to buy one for God of War instead of buying a PlayStation 5. I was going to buy another PlayStation 4. So, like, everything's on PlayStation 4, so why not do it? You know? But, I mean, they got y'all. They got money out y'all's asses. And now they're not even supporting their PSVR because I haven't heard anything about PSVR 2 since it came out. No tweets. I ain't seen nobody fucking hyping up no games lately.
Yo, Christopher Hart, man, he's been all over PSVR 2. Like he I swear he's getting a paycheck or something. Every single game that's announced for VR 2 is like the holy grail of video games, man. I swear.
He's Lion Ryan Part 2. Like he's just like
he's in
doing
training.
his job. You know, he's getting paid.
Yeah, he's getting paid. He's getting that Sony check. By the way,
I saw that fucking trending the other day. Oh my god.
Yo, by the way, when it comes, hold on,
paid too
hold on, when it comes, hold on, I gotta make an announcement real quick, so this way, Xbox can hear us. Yo, guys, like I know we're not big over here at all. But if you're aiming for the smaller YouTube groups, which like everybody is saying you are, you give us a call. You know what I'm saying? You can call me, K Mega, Pred. You know, maybe not Dark Optimus. I'm not sure about his allegiance, man. You might might give him half a check, okay? Half a check.
If I get paid, I'm coming over. All right, I'm gonna be there. All right.
But yeah, we haven't gotten our dues, guys. So Philly Phil out there. Mr. A.A. Ron, guys, get in contact with us. I believe there's some money we need to talk about, right, K Mega? I think we've earned some, right? Everybody else getting checks.
I'm going on a trip to Mexico here in September,
shit.
so
Dude, you got it. Man, maybe I gotta check my junk my junk email. Maybe I gotta check in my junk email. Maybe there's something in there. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I put your name on the list, but I don't know.
I'm gonna have to get.
We ain't getting what the big time get, but I mean, I'm gonna enjoy taking those pictures from watching those Inca monuments out there. So you know what I'm saying.
Can I come too?
No, your name would just so happen to get ignored. But I mean
the pyramids out there?
The pyramids. Yeah, the monuments, whatever the hell they called out there. The ruins, the Inca ruins, Mayan ruins. Yeah, the Mayan ruins. Yeah, so.
I mean, they technically are monuments. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. He was accidentally correct, Dark. Let him have that one, bro.
No, man, you gotta let me
Damn
cook.
it.
I was right.
No.
I was right. What are you talking about?
No, he was ready to get on your shit, K Mega. He was ready to jump on that.
Listen. He already took a L already this week by saying that the FTC couldn't appeal, and he was wrong.
No, I didn't say couldn't. I said they wouldn't. But I was wrong.
You said they couldn't. No, you said they couldn't.
There's
everybody agrees that they shouldn't.
Yo, guys, hold on. That's not the topic right now. Dark,
yeah.
I see what you're doing, Dark. I see what you're doing. All right, but Mega, get in on this whole Ratchet and Clank thing, man. We've tried to tell people from the beginning. Yeah. SSDs, because they're talking about all the magic when it comes to graphics and all that good stuff, which we're like, yo, guys, calm down here. Like the games are gonna benefit, no doubt. But what you're saying, that's like a magic wand that you're not supposed to put in the SSD area. What do you think about the whole Ratchet and Clank situation, bro?
Well, I'm over here just reading something from the past right now.
He's bringing you bringing receipts? Is that what you're doing?
I mean, I'm just saying right here. It's just saying like Sony PlayStation. This is in August 20th, 2022, from High Tech Gaming. And, they're just talking about what Sony has told, what Mark Cerny told us that was going to be happening with the PlayStation 5. Ray tracing, 8K graphics, and the most powerful SSD on the market. Also, powering the PlayStation 5 will be AMD's third generation Ryzen line Ore-core CPU built off of the Gen 2 processor. So, you know what I'm saying? Just all of that good juice, And so they talk about the 3D audio, which they do have, things like that. So, I mean, I don't think we have those 8K games yet on PlayStation 5, but,
There's one. Hold on. There's one.
Oh,
They all enjoy that little indie game called Tourist, The Tourist. That's an AK. That's an AK. That's it. Just okay. I had to put it out there, man. I had to share that info. But yeah, so The Tourist. Right. And there's a lot of people on the PS5 playing The Tourist right now, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's the number one seller right now on PlayStation. They'll be on those UK charts coming up here.
Rockstar thinking about buying them. That's how much money they make, bro.
Bro, hotness. Let them cook. Anyway, so, but I mean, it just comes to show exactly. It's like what Pred said earlier. Was that like, look, man, this was a marketing tool, and I feel that it's one of those things to where, on paper, everybody knew what the specs were for the Xbox Series X, right? And that it was labeled and looked like from before we actually got the true specs of the PlayStation 5 as the most powerful console to come out of the consoles. So Sony had to use something to counteract that by trying to say, look, hey,
they picked the SSD,
we have something here that is top-notch high-tech technology, at so much so that only certain games that can only bring this type of fidelity and speed, and that is our SSD.
Dude, you know what that reminds me of?
What?
That reminds me of the unveiling of the Xbox One, when they decided they wanted to tell everybody how many transistors were in the hardware. That sounds the same thing to me.
But they did that. So I mean, regardless, I mean, yeah. But I mean, they made this point, and people ran with it. So much so as to try to say that, and nobody didn't correct them. Nobody didn't read this. Then we came into the era of, well, now the PlayStation 5 is going to not only have this super in SSD that's going to optimize games more and make the PlayStation more powerful, so the GPU don't have to be as powerful. And when they overclock it using the SSD, they're going to have games that's going to pump out that's going to outperform the Xbox Series X by leaps and bounds because of the power of the SSD. If you think I'm lying, all you have to do is just go back to that time and listen to some of those videos. Listen to some of those people say something on social media, because that's what they were telling me. That's what I was having the debates with them about constantly. And then to add more insult to the flame is they was over here now projecting that RDNA 3 was going to come to the PlayStation 5 here sometime this in like I think a year or two. And then when that got debunked, then I think that's when people started saying, oh shit, we got duped. But it still didn't matter at that time because games like Godfall and stuff like that, they weren't really popular. And then when they finally came to Xbox, they didn't really talk about it. But this was the one that I had the most arguments over, was Ratchet and Clank. And I told people, like, look, man, I'm playing a game like Psychonauts 2, and I'm doing pretty much the same type of shit. Maybe not as pretty, but I am transferring through worlds in real time without having any load screens. And it looks pretty damn impressive for a smaller title that's not as big as this game. So I'm trying to figure out, if Psychonauts 2 can do this, why could this game not be able to be played on the PlayStation 4? Nigga, you know you full of shit. Okay, all right, you help. I got you. Now we come
How
fast
come that sound
forward.
like my homie Zaire a little bit? The way you said that, man. Got that push from the gut, like.
But anyway, but you know what the thing is, and on top of that, then when I said, okay, you don't have to believe me, but how about the experts and the devs that's worked on these type of games that comes out and say this? And so from the developer that's from Level 5 Games, he said it himself. Like, look, and there was other developers as well that saying, look, this game could be played on. I mean, Ratchet and Clank could be played on a PlayStation 3. So they just kept on denying it and denying it. And then so the one thing we came down to was, okay, now Ratchet and Clank is coming to PC. Let's see those requirements. And I kept on looking, and everything else started popping up about the requirements on the game. But even now, like, we don't know the full specs of Starfield. But Starfield, there's one thing that's in there that's definitely that's not recommended, but is that is necessary, that you have to have, and that is an SSD. You didn't.
But can it run on a 960 though?
I doubt it. I don't know. I doubt it.
Unless you want it to look like Minecraft.
Right. But that was the thing right there. That was the telling tale. I said, they haven't gave this information out yet, but already for Starfield, they've given out the information that this game, that in order to play Starfield, you had to have a SSD. And those and there was other requirements that was placed there, but there wasn't no requirement for Ratchet and Clank. And so now we finally get it, and we see that the game can be played on a HHD. So if you see, this is the thing. Stans talks to people as though they're dumb and they don't know any better, and they'll easily deceive their own fan base just to try to make a point, to try to have one up over the other side or just somebody else. And then when these things come out, you don't hear nothing, not a damn thing. They don't say, "Oh man, yeah, we missed that one. We'll take the L on that one." No, they'll ignore it as though nothing happened, or they'll give some excuse saying, "Well, it's a 3-year-old game. Who cares? What? 2-year game? It don't matter. It's an old game." It is the same shit over and over again with these people.
Mattered when it came out, because that was your fighting points to begin with.
That was your fighting point, and that was Sony's fighting point. And now they all get exposed for lying to their consumers, because obviously this game, as you had even the developers of the game come out and say this bullshit when they were announcing the game. Man, only the PlayStation 5 can only come up with this, can only do this with the power of the SSD. Man, and they even did this with Final Fantasy 16. They did this with Forspoken. Keep talking about the SSD, and I know that that's a selling point, and that's fine. But when you keep getting caught into the lie, and you still have it, and then people will still continue to lie for you, the only thing that you can do is just look at this and just say, like, damn, like, I can't trust these people. Like, I mean, most people, if you're a fan of the company, then you're going to keep it moving. But for the most part, for me, this is one of the reasons why I just kind of said, look, I'm going to skip this generation for PlayStation, and I'm going to go ahead and just give me a PC. And that way I can have all the bells and whistles without having to worry about any type of shenanigans. Because if I wasn't into this content creating stuff, I probably would be one of the fools there too, believing that. And then when I find out something, or I read something that, oh, this can be played somewhere else, and this doesn't need this and that, like, then you're going to question, well, why the hell did I spend this type of money on this when I'm thinking that this console is extra special, when I could have held off and waited for a sale or something and just play games off my PlayStation 4 for a little while. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's all what, like I said, what Fred said, and it is what it is. I mean, no, at the end of the day, the people that are Sony diehard fans aren't going to care. They're not going to talk about it. And us on the other side, we'll talk about it, we'll badger them, but it really ain't going to move the needle whatsoever, and it's not going to change Sony's motives on how they operate and how they deceive their fan base.
You know, I think the ending of that, it rings absolutely true. At the end of the day, we put it out there and stuff like that, but if it's not for, like, the PlayStation community kind of, like, speaking up on things like this, you know, they tell us to do this for certain things as well. And, you know, they try to point it at me, and I already did that. Like, you know, people to this day, K-Mega, they still tell me, well, you didn't say anything about the whole Phil Spencer and VR thing. And I'm like, really? Do you watch my channel? Because, like, I made my own video on it. I've said it quite a few times on the podcast on this channel. Like, where have you been? Like, I'm not going to sit there like you guys do every day on Twitter and just keep blaring the same bullshit day after day. That doesn't do anything, man.
Bro, I'm still hearing people say that I'd never beat Halo 4, or I've never beat any Halo game except for Halo 5 and then Halo Infinite. You know what I'm saying?
Play games.
I don't play games and shit like that. And I'm like, what? And then we looked at your Wayfinder. Okay, Wayfinder is not very accurate at times, but I mean, you can go ahead and use that if you want to. I don't care. I don't get it. Like, some of these people are
you know what's funny? You know what's funny, Kim Maggie? You don't play games, but like, how many times has your gameplay been on this show and people in the chat were like, yo, what game is that? Yo, what game is that? What game is that? Like, you play games like, and people don't even know what they are.
It's AI, bro. It's AI.
Oh, got you. It's demonstration mode.
Demonstration mode. AI.
and by the way, I forgot who it was. There was somebody asking about the game going on right now. This is in Game Pass. This is a game called FIST. You are a rabbit with a huge robotic arm on your back, and this game is absolutely phenomenal. Mega, I don't know if you tried this yet. It is in Game Pass. Definitely check it out.
I haven't been trying anything except for Diablo.
Dude, not only is the fighting tight, like the gameplay mechanics are tight, combo system, they did a really good job with it. The graphics, man. Like the background, I think it was, shout out to Foxy, but I think she even said this on Twitter. Like, it is so detailed in the background. You got that steampunk, futuristic kind of like look to it.
Yeah, I downloaded it.
Really cool.
I haven't got
really cool.
Yet.
Yeah. I don't know. Anybody else try that? Yo, Pred, have you tried that? You haven't played too much, right?
We already had this conversation. I ain't played nothing in a while.
He only plays adult games, people. Or he only plays games like an adult. All right, guys, let's get into the bigger news.
Mobile games.
We have been waiting, guys. Everybody has been, waiting patiently. Some people have been dreading this day, but I would say this day has officially come. Even though there is still an appeal process. This week we found out that the FTC has been denied any type of blocking of the Activision Blizzard deal with Microsoft. And this is something that, like, I have looked at from the beginning. And, when you look at these laws that are in place, when you got the FTC trying to block something, they have to show that it is actually violating that law at that point in time. All right? I think that's something a lot of people forgot at the whole beginning of this process. All right? That a lot of people claim that is one of the problems with the laws and the process when it comes to the FTC, is they have to look at it as if, if they're breaking a law at that point in time. And there was nothing saying that they were doing that. So I always saw this as going through. But let's go to let's start with Pred. Pred, I think you kind of knew I was going to start with you on this one, dude. What do you think about this outcome? There are people trying to point to the whole appeal process, but there is a very awkward kind of like window in this whole thing where if the appeal process doesn't go through, I think by Friday and get sent out to Microsoft, they can start the merger on Monday. Like, they can officially like start getting everything kind of put into process and stuff like that before the appeal process actually goes through. Dude, what do you think about this whole situation? What do you think about the outcome? Was it common sense? Dude, just give us your general thoughts while I go kick this cat real quick that's meowing in the background and driving me nuts. All right?
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think that the decision was one that we were all expecting from the FTC. I'm confused about the appeal process or why they're even trying to do it, but I think they're just trying to just kind of follow through, just see it through the end, like to say they tried, give it the good old Harvard try, so because they know it's going to fail, and especially with the events that happened today with the Lena Khan lady at the courthouse or whatever. So like it just showed her incompetence, but yeah, I mean, I don't know why anyone was surprised that the FTC was going to approve this. Like, it just seems like when it happened, nothing was said on Twitter. Like, I don't remember seeing any of the fucking pony stands out there fucking doing their thing. Like, it was quiet. Like, it was all.
Dude, it was dead ass quiet.
It was dead. It was dead. And as soon as they talk about a pill, I can't stand this dude now, Red Dragon. Like, he's trying to tie in this guy's son, this person's judge's son.
Hold on, no, the judge's son, and you know what's funny about this? The FTC requested for that specific judge to take the case.
I mean, it's like they're pulling on anything they can to find. Like, I don't know if it's for clickbait or what. It's like, but like that is not going to be a decision. Like that relationship is not going to change the decision that was made, from the judge. Like, I mean, she sat there, like I said, when we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, she asked all the right questions. And and I didn't read through all the documentation of her decision, but some of the key points that I saw that she put in there was like, this is not, this is not about, the FTC protecting people. It seems more like they're trying to protect Sony. She literally put that in her thing, I think. So like she was seeing through all the bullshit too. Like, there was no reason for the FTC to go through with that, wasting, and we talk about taxpayer dollars and stuff like that, but right at this point now, it's just a waste of time that they're even still considering trying to appeal this. And I don't know what's going to happen. I think they got wind of it because they tried to do some kind of injunction before the decision came out. I think it was like Monday or something like that, and they knocked it down immediately. Like, no. And so once the decision was made, they already knew that they were going to lose. So they already had it because they did that shit really quick. They kind of had to, but they filed their appeal, right after the decision was made, damn near. And and even with the CMA aspect of it, they're even coming around now. Like with trying to work with Microsoft on it, because like you have. We were joking earlier. I call it the coalition of the willing. You got all these other countries saying it's a good deal. Let's let it go through. But yeah, you got the UK and the FTC in America being dumbasses right now, fighting a fight they can't win, just because. And I don't know what the just because is, but it's just stupid at this point. Like maybe to save face or say they tried, or in Lena Khan's case, it's like to make a name for herself. And she's looking like an idiot right now. So, this is done. I think it's done. I think it was done months ago.
It's done.
I think the FTC was just trying to push through to kind of make it seem like they put up a fight for it, and to get some FaceTime, whatever. But I would be hard pressed to believe that this will get overturned and appealed.
Bro, you can say this is absolutely done, and you know why? Because
I'll never say never, because there's always that 1% chance.
In the appeal process, what you said, with what the judge said about her verdict or whatnot, and she even went on to state that the FTC is claiming that this is taking away options for gamers when in fact it's doing the direct opposite.
Yeah.
They're going to look at that, right? When it comes down to it. Again, they're not committing any crime now. The whole thing was about cloud gaming and what it's going to be in the future. And it's so small right now that they really can't predict that. Therefore, that can't be a part of that judgment.
The basis, yeah.
Yeah. So they have nothing to stand on, plus the fact that when you do the appeal, they're going to go back and see what the judge says. And basically, the judge would have to have messed up somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't see that anywhere.
I don't see that anywhere.
No.
Yeah. So I fully expect Microsoft at 12:59, 00:00. I know it's a Friday night. I think it is, but if it's even possible, and like it seemed like if they could even do it that fast, like just hit enter, and like hit send.
Oh, that's what they're doing.
Like,
oh no, they're working with Bobby right now. They are doing paperwork and everything like that. Like I can almost guarantee right now.
Yeah, they're getting the shit ready. So whenever
it's already ready to go, I just think it's almost like
up, bro.
Yeah, that shit is written up. That shit, yeah, it might be.
They're
just
like set your alarm for 12:30. We'll have a small conversation and have a couple of drinks and shit and shoot the shit for a minute. And as soon as make sure everything's ready to go, and as soon as we can go live at 12:59, we're hitting enter. And if it's not,
sign right here.
Yeah, if it's not then, it's first thing Monday morning.
That's when it would get done. That's when it would get done. But they're allowed to start that Friday, midnight going into Saturday. So like, yeah, man. You know what's Pred? You know what's crazy to me about this? And I don't know like how many people would have seen it this way, but I think you could definitely see it. It's been really amazing to see how aggressive Microsoft is without showing themselves as being aggressive. They're like, oh yeah, no, we're going to do that. And oh yeah, no, we sent that out. And yeah, we got those contracts signed. And they're like, yes, yes, yes. But they are so aggressive in court to get their answers and to get it like as fast as possible. Dude, that's been fascinating to me. Like, they're cutthroat,
like their lawyers, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like, their lawyers ain't like they know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
like,
they didn't just get out of school.
You got to think of all the legal shit they've had to go through as a company that big to have to deal with, like whatever shit they've had to deal with. They know what the hell they're doing. They probably have 5,000 lawyers sitting on standby for shit like this. Like, I mean, even the legal team they purchased like has to have, they're not dumb. And like, as a matter of fact, in my job, when I've had to deal with Microsoft, like, and I've had to send them paperwork, that shit was back immediately. Like, they knew what the fuck they were doing. So it's like, you got the lawyers, like, and I think we talked about this last time. It's like the government, they do things by the lowest bidder, whoever they get the cheapest. Those lawyers ain't cheap, but they're not the lawyers that we're getting in the civilian sector. So those civilian lawyers, they know the law. They, especially for a company this size, they're not going to hire some scrubs. So they're coming up with every angle. They're coming up with every decision that could happen, and they're prepared for it. So when these government lawyers come out there and they're trying to pull their bullshit, Microsoft has already thought about whatever option they think they have. They were outclassed legally, but they didn't have a leg to stand on in the first place. They're just trying to make a case instead of actually having one in the first place. So I think they're
just trying to mess it up, bro. They're just trying to get in the way. They're trying to make it messy and expensive, so this way other companies don't try to do that. I think it was somebody from CNBC or something like that said that on the business side of things. They're like, that's what they're doing. They even came out and said that that's their plan moving forward for companies.
Yeah, because if you think of it, they put this much stress on a deal like this. What happens to the next deal?
They'll think twice. They'll think about that
have
process.
Some precedents now,
yeah,
and so they'll be like, okay, in the FTC versus Microsoft in 2023, we made this decision off of that. So now they have precedents. They have a court hearing. They have all the information they can go back and use, going forward. But like, it's just gonna make and to be honest with you, I think Microsoft will eventually try to purchase something else, obviously. But like, I think this whole
let's go Sega, baby, let's go Sega.
Well, no,
Crystal
I think
Dynamic,
this whole
not
ordeal
that big. Yeah,
is gonna. They're not gonna go that big, not yet. But no. I think this whole situation has actually worked against Sony. It's gonna make it harder for them to purchase something now.
Yeah, because they're the leader. They're the market leader right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They can't buy shit. And so if Microsoft is going to strike, they need to do it now, not because the iron's hot, because they're still not the market leader. And I don't know if they ever will be. Let's say 20 years down the road, maybe they will be. But Sony couldn't do an ABK deal right now because all the shit they just put forth on the table of why it shouldn't happen.
No, they're gonna buy Square though. I see that coming right around the corner. I really feel that Sony is gonna buy Square.
I mean, Yeah, we can speculate on what they're gonna do next anyway, but I don't know. I want to see the fallout.
I mean,
after
well,
this
Square's
goes
coming
through.
out with a game as a service as well. This would be the perfect time for them because they want to get into that racket. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's going to be successful or not, I mean, that's still up for debate or whatnot. But that whole, like,
No, Sony's
foam
gonna have to
stars.
go back and reevaluate their financial structure once this deal goes through. And it's not because Sony's not making money as a company with PlayStation, but their strategy is going to have to change because Microsoft pretty much owns a shit ton of IPs now, and and they can't use the same business plan they use. I'm going to be honest with you. I give it the next 2 years, you'll see another change of the guard in Sony.
Ooh, that's a
Because
bold prediction.
They're going to have to change their entire business structure and plan going forward because of this deal.
Hold on, real quick, yo, everybody in the chat, I need to know, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that there will be a change in the guard when it comes to PlayStation within the next 2 years? Pred, that's basically what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see that in the chat. I want to see what you guys think because that's bold right there, man.
They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to.
I said that in the beginning
I've
when
said
we
that
were still
before too.
talking
We
about
both
that. I said
have.
last year.
But like, it's like after this shit, like this fallout, this shit, if it doesn't go through, Jim Ryan is probably gone.
Mm-hmm.
See, I feel that Jim Ryan, I feel like he's a game as a service type person, and I feel like
he's gonna be the scapegoat.
Yeah.
That could be. I'm not.
They
I'm
just
not saying
hired
no.
Herman Hulk. They just hired Herman after him, so like it ain't gonna be Herman's fault. It's gonna be Jim Ryan's name's the one that's thrown around.
Aiden, he's basically saying like Jim Ryan and them will be gone in 2 years, and they'll be replaced.
Think of it this way: their plan from the launch of PlayStation 5 has not worked.
Hold on, Dark, what do you think about that, man? I got to get you in on this. Like, I don't know. Do you feel like you're going to come at a more even perspective here? What do you think are the chances of something like that with Sony in 2 years?
It's possible. I mean, it's very possible because of the fact that, it depends on how the market really. It's really how Sony really comes out with their games, and how much they're, if the games are really good or whatever, it's going to be interesting. If those games as a service games don't work out, there will definitely be a changing of structure for sure.
Dark, what you saying that?
It really all depends on all that stuff.
Yeah, no, like when you're talking about that, I'm thinking about it because they got all the games as a service games supposedly lined up to come out by 2026, I believe, right? If we look at the games that kind of like people kind of said made PlayStation popular, those single player, third person, you got Spider-Man this year and you got Wolverine, right? Which could be 2025, 2024. Something like in that general area, right?
Yeah.
So they don't have their usual kind of like crutch of a bunch of those single player action adventure games coming out. They're kind of like swinging that pendulum. So they don't have that usual thing to fall back on in the numbers that they usually have them with. You see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, as of right now, they don't have it because they haven't really announced anything significant to really show that they have that going on.
That would show me that there's a space in between those types of games.
Here's something you have to think
that's
about.
the thing. We still haven't seen that yet from them.
Yeah,
right?
well, no, here's something you have to think about, though. So, like, look at Jim Ryan's resume since he's been in the charge. Are they going to have the same patience that Microsoft had with Phil Spencer, with Jim Ryan, when Xbox was faltering and stuttering and stuff like that, and they put Phil in charge and they gave him, remember at one point they were about to axe Xbox, right? So
Yeah.
with Jim, he's been in charge for a while. His games, since under his chain, under his time, think about the games he's come out with and how well they've done, right? Like the system sells, the console sells, VR2, like just I'm just this is a hypothetical question, right? So like he's had Returnal, he's had Ratchet and Clank, he's had um, you know, what was the zombie motorcycle game under his belt
Oh,
when he was there? Like
Days
just
Gone.
think on that level, right? Like some of those games didn't do
Well,
very
that was
well.
still Sean Layden during that time for Days
What?
Gone.
No, he produced them, but I think what's his name? He started them, I think, but I think um, Jim was in charge then.
No, Jim wasn't in charge until almost the end of.
I think it was after.
PS4.
I think it was after Days Gone, but I would have to check, man. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
He wasn't in charge.
But a lot of those games, though, like after Layden was gone, have not really done well.
Yeah, they
that's
hide them
true,
behind
yeah.
bundling them with consoles and stuff like that. I see what you're
Spider-Man,
saying,
which
Brad.
is already a known IP, that's always gonna sell. But like some of these new IPs, like even not Days Gone, but
Forbidden West.
Horizon, you
Yeah.
know, like that didn't do what the numbers they were expecting it to do. And like, I mean, like I'm just thinking out loud, but like I don't think that he's had the track record as far as success with some of these IPs that Sean Layden had. And eventually, you know, it starts adding up. You know,
even
this didn't work
deals-wise.
well. PSVR isn't selling well. PSVR 2 isn't selling well. The console sales they were doing well in the beginning. They're probably staggering off this point. Like, what are you going to do now? Now this ABK deal, you know, like even the studios they purchased so far. I mean, I don't think they've done a lot for them. And the ones they purchased under his belt, like so. Like, what is at some point someone's gonna say, "Look, dude, it's been a great run. You know, like, snap it up. You
Okay.
know, like we're gonna go another direction now." And I don't know what the direction the plan was when they hired him, but what is it now?
Pred, I'm gonna
What's it
meet
gonna be
you.
after this?
I'm gonna meet you halfway. All right. I decided I'm gonna meet you halfway. I'm not gonna say 2 years. I'm gonna say that Sony's gonna see where PlayStation is at the end of 2026 when all their games as a service are out. I think that's when they're gonna look at their situation, and I think that's when anything would be on the table. You see what I'm saying? Because that's when Jim's supposed to be in his strong suit at that point in time, and they would have to have a couple hooks on those games. You know, like a couple good popular games as a service games to come out of that bunch. If that doesn't happen, and then I think anything's on the table.
Jim Ryan is pretty much already on the chopping block.
Do you think so? I think they look at him positively
for the simple. Well, yeah, of course the community does. Yes.
Oh,
I don't think Sony does. I don't think really Sony.
I was talking about the fanboys, bro. I was talking about the company.
I don't think I don't think Sony really looks at him as the guy who's going to take them to the next level of PlayStation.
This is interesting.
I think he's already at that point because of the fact that, like Fred said, games. Well, you know, a lot of the reason why games aren't selling as well, and of course, you know, PlayStation gamers won't say this, but it's because of the $70 price tag. It's literally because of that. They're seeing $70 and they're saying to themselves, I have to be a little bit more frugal. Yes, it's $10, but I still have to be a little bit more frugal and be like, yeah, I can't really buy this game if I'm really excited for this other game, right? And then, you know, with the whole VR thing, well, VR is a niche product anyways, and you know, I don't even know why they decided to make a PSVR 2. Like it just I understand that they're doing it because they want to, you know, they wanted to see if they could get more people into the that ecosystem, but I don't think majority of people even care about that kind of thing. You know, majority of people don't really.
Well, the
Probably
way
majority of consumers probably don't even know what VR is.
well, check this out. The way that Xbox wanted to be kind of like front and center and kind of like the leaders when it came to, game subscriptions and cloud, streaming, gameplay, all that good stuff. I think Sony wanted to be that when it came to VR on console. Now, which investment do you think is going to pan out more?
They took a different approach, but that approach isn't panning out the way that I think they wanted to.
Well, it's still early.
No, it's not. It's not panning out the way they want it to because majority, and I can only speak from myself and people that I've talked to. Majority of them don't even give a crap about VR. I don't give a crap about VR. The ones who do give a crap about VR, they already have it. They already have it established in their house. They have it established on their systems or whatever. They're the ones that are looking at that and saying, "Oh yeah, I would definitely like to have a PlayStation VR."
I think
really
the price point, man.
It's the price point too. It is definitely the price point too.
For people who don't have a PS5, you're talking about over $1,000.
Yeah, and what's going to be interesting is when holiday comes, is that price going to go down, or is it going to stay the same?
It should go down.
No, it has to go down.
It has to
it
has to at least have a sale.
But will it go down? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Will it go down?
Oh yeah, no question they'll go down. They'll sell it. By that time, I think that there'll be the second price. The second. Well, I think there'll be a price, 2 price cuts. Well, not 2, but there'll be the second price cut. There'll be a price cut coming up here shortly, and then there's going to be another one during the holidays.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see them recuperating that money that they spent on VR anytime soon at all. And I think,
I think they just got to grow it, man. I feel like I
don't see them growing it.
I feel like they already dedicated themselves to that platform. Yeah. Like, I feel like they got to ride it out. Like, even just jumping into the console gaming space, it's not cheap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there's a really low degree of success. I think that's the same way, when you're looking at it, it's like a subgenre. The VR space is a subgenre. It's like a genre adjacent to gaming, Yeah. And you got to invest a lot if you're going to be one of the forefathers for that in a particular platform. You got to invest the money to be that company. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the problem, is that people aren't wanting to invest in that, and they're not willing to invest in that because they're thinking to themselves, if I can save $500 here, I can buy more games. But then they're also probably thinking that, well, games are $70. I mean, we did the math earlier on K Mega's channel where he did my thoughts. He was, for 3 games, it's like $200 and something for 3 games at $70 a piece. So
yeah, 210 plus tax.
Right, that's almost half of what a VR headset's cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like I don't know. For me personally, I'd rather buy more games.
I'd rather buy a year of Game Pass, bro.
Exactly, and I think some people are starting to realize that, like, I'd rather just buy a year of Game Pass and have 400 and something games instead.
Yeah, dude, can you believe that number, man? They have been lowballing that Game Pass number for how long? They're like, yeah, over 100. Yeah, like 4 times the amount.
Yeah, they've been lowballing it for a while.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see. K Mega.
Yep.
Dude, the decision when it come to the FCC, I gotta ask if you were surprised or whatnot. Again, people talking the whole appeal process. Like, I feel that people are just, they started this whole situation just thinking one way, thinking it was this was going to be the outcome. So they're just kind of holding on to that thought process, even though I feel like the tea leaves are telling everybody that this is done. What are your thoughts on this whole process and kind of like the outcome that we've come to?
Well, I mean, I know everybody's tired of it. I mean, I'm tired.
I'm not
of it.
now because they came to a conclusion, man. Now I'm back in, bro.
But this has two potential ways of being prolonged. One is because we all in agreement that Microsoft is going to sign either tomorrow night at midnight or Monday. They're going to sign. They've already made a point. I mean, there was some people that was dropping what the FTC posted. I mean, what Microsoft posted after the Linda Khan hearings. Lena Khan, sorry, I'm hearing that right now from Ham. But but that's why sometimes I say Miss Khan. But the problem is that what a lot of people aren't understanding is that you have to have a unanimous reasoning on why the judge has overstepped their bounds and made the biggest utmost mistake on their judgment. If your only argument is talking about the cloud or about PlayStation or about Sony's stability because of what they first announced, saying that they were going to go out of business, or even using Bobby Kotick's words against him,
fucking Bob.
It ain't enough. It just isn't enough, because you have to break down everything else within it. And the judge and Ms. Corley brought up everything so thoroughly that, and even to the effect of where she even brought up the fact that the Ninth District and the Supreme Court sided with, in another case, exactly how Judge Corley sided on this ABK deal. There's no way there's no way, even if the appeal goes, which they'll drag things out and it could go into 2024 at the latest, but it's still, and nobody wants that to happen. But it's not going to win. The FTC is not going to win this. The only thing that they have now is to try to stall ABK out. And it's like what we've been already said. It ain't going to happen. They're already the paperwork is already done. They'll probably have to sit there, and like Fred said, they'll probably have a little conference, like a little video conference, and all Bobby Kotick has to do is sign on the dotted line online and hit send, and
he's got to dot that last I and hit send. That's it. And then, hell, they so fancy now with the way that they work. Like, they already have your signature already done. All you got to do is just press that and then press send. It's it. That's it, Jack. So it is one of those things to me that baffles me, is that people that are trying to defend what Lena Khan is doing. Like I said, I have the most admiration for her, because I see why Biden picked her, is because she is a go-getter. She is not about bullshit. She wants to win. But just like with these hearings, she has made the worst decisions on the things that she has done right. All of that gets overlooked for all the big tech that she's been going after and losing behind and wasting resources. There's no reason to appeal. The FTC has picked the judge. The FTC, and even for all the stands that come out and try to make the conspiracy theory, put the tinfoil hats on and say, well, her son worked for Microsoft. The judge already made that clear to the FTC and Microsoft before they picked her, and the FTC still picked her. There you go.
And last but not least, when you have these people that wants to say, well, that's a Biden appointee, and Linda Khan is, Lena Khan is, and she, this is what's happening. But now you're siding with you should, because what was told for me from Brap. Well, if I'm going to go against Lena Khan,
who
Brap? You pretty much
listen to that guy.
Well, he always wants to have a spelling contest because he wants, I guess, to write his big words talking to me sometimes.
Hey, it's really hard to type one-handed because he always got his hand wrapped around a margarita or something, man. I'm saying.
Oof. But I like the Messi. Come on, man. Good stuff. Good deal, bye. But what he fails to realize is that, which is regardless, I'm a Democrat. I'm complete. I let people know about it. I have no fear of letting you know what my affiliation
I
is.
saw that.
Politically. Yeah. And then he says, well, you should be siding with the Republicans. You idiot. Let me just make this point to you. The judge that is a Republican is also appointed by Joe Biden.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So then it comes to tallies and everything else. Just moronic ignorance, right?
Just hold the L, dude. Hold it. Just hold the L.
This is
close to your chest.
This is what's going to happen. It's done. It's done. So this could get dragged out at the worst. But I think what really pissed off Microsoft and Activision was what the CMA did. And when they went ahead and when they were having their hearings with CAT, the CAT hearing seemed like it wasn't going to go the CMA's way from what people from the UK were saying. And then the CMA was like, hey, we want to work it out. We want to kind of work on, trying to negotiate and see what we can do and what we can work on. And so the rumors were coming out from Jez and from other people out there that were saying that they told Microsoft, hey, we will let the deal go through as long as you cannot put, you can't use xCloud. You cannot put any COD games on xCloud, or matter of fact, just abolish xCloud. So there was a lot of people that was pissed off about that. But I mean, Microsoft would have been cool with that. Now that still would have hurt consumers out there in the UK. But I mean, Microsoft was like, well, shit, we'll just let that happen and move on with it. But the CMA played coy. And because they were waiting to see when the FTC was going to do their appeal. So right there, you could just kind of tell that there has been some kind of collusion, because you're not going to sit here and play chicken with this deal. The
distraction over here while somebody's doing shit over here.
While somebody's over here doing shit over there.
That's some street shit right there, bro.
That's right. Because if the CAT sit there, or CAT, I should call it. If the CAT sided with Microsoft, then the CMA had no choice but to succumb to the throat needle and say, damn, sorry, FTC, you're on your own. The FTC still needs to have an ally. And if you mean to tell me that these two aren't in cahoots in some way, shape, or form, it just doesn't look right. So again, like I said, I think the FTC is definitely needed. For people that come out here and say the FTC needs to be defunded or it needs to go away, you better realize, I hope you heard those hearings today of how much the FTC does for all different types of people. And I feel that looking and regulating to see if these deals are for consumers or not is proper. But the FTC lost. Why waste more taxpayers' dollars? Why come out and be extra aggressive? And already when you have less manpower and you're looking, you got a we're hiring advertisement going on in certain parts of the country. That's not a good look. And in the hearings, which is also sad, is because all of the resources that she's been using. And they've won some, but they haven't won the big ones that would get them noticed. Like Priya was saying, now for the raise that they were asking for, they got that denied, and they get a 25% decrease in their funding.
Damn.
So this is one of these things. It's like if your actions speaks louder than the words.
Excuse me, Miss Khan, you killed my Christmas bonus.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. So like, you can't come here asking for a raise. That's not how this works. And you know me. I mean, I'm not going to side with a Republican unless they make some damn sense. For the last, I would say, 8 years, they've been sounding pretty goddamn crazy. Oh, but today, there's been quite a few. Even the ones I can't stand has made a lot of great valid points, especially in the sense of the competition aspect. Because if this we can understand, it's like what I think it was Pred, or if it was Dark that said, look, if Sony was the ones if Sony was trying to do this, then this would be looked at crossways. But then when the judge brought that up, when Judge Corley brought that up, she says, well, if Sony was trying to get ABK, we would have this in court, right? And the FTC didn't say anything. So this is not about, you know what I'm saying? So you're protecting foreign interest in the namesake of trying to get a win, but hurting American business, and you're an American entity?
Dude,
shit just makes no sense.
It's the general hatred for Microsoft for the shit that they've gotten away with over like years and years from like these established like organizations. That's why
Right.
when it comes down to it. You know, Microsoft tries to do anything, they're all coming at it. They're all
Right.
going to. You know, but
Well,
at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong here. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's nothing. And see, and again, what people have also not is mentioned is that the judge gave a clean slate. So Microsoft, if they wanted to be messy, they can tell Sony, we gave you an offer, you rejected it.
Oh, they
Shit
won't do that.
rocks.
They see, yo, dude, I've seen people. Shout out to my homie Skint Eastwood out there on Twitter and on Facebook. He's actually running a very popular page on Facebook for the Series X, by the way. But I seen people talking about exclusivity and stuff right off the bat. I try to tell you, calm down, slow your roll. The money, bro.
No. Bye. Listen to this. No. Now, see, you're not looking at the bigger picture. See, again, Sony messed up. Now, when this is done and over with, Sony is going to have to submit, and that's something that Sony has not had to do. And if Microsoft wants to be filthy, they'll say, look, because there was a reason, not only to try to appease the FTC and the CMA and all the rest of the regulators and the judge, because they knew where this was all going. But they're also looking at their interest is like, well, what if Sony doesn't put their game, tell us that they're not going to give us their dev kits to put Call of Duty.
I saw somebody
there.
saying something about that on Twitter. Was that ever established, or was that just
that was in court? That was said in the hearings.
No, but I'm talking about like once this whole thing was done, they're requesting their dev kits back and all that good stuff. I
don't know about the dev kits back, but Sony did say that they would not release.
Anybody else on the panel know if that's been kind of like verified, or if that was just a rumor?
No, so that I just told you that was in the court hearings. What was said from Sony
it was
themselves?
in the court.
Yeah.
I know they said about moving forward, but that was still hypothetical.
No, that's what they said.
No, there was no hypotheticals
in the hearings.
That was what they said. When
they basically said that. That Microsoft basically said that they refused to give them the dev kits.
Okay, all right, yeah, no. What it was about Activision, and that they were requesting their dev kits back from Activision.
Oh, okay. That may be true.
But that was on Twitter, so like I'm not putting it down there as fact. That might have been a rumor. I don't know. That's why I didn't say anything about it. But
I mean, but for what Jim Ryan's, because you couldn't see Jim Ryan's or you couldn't hear Jim Ryan's testimony. His was via a video. He already did a deposition, and then they played it, but we couldn't hear it. But he said that that's what they feared about, that Microsoft was going to play dirty ball, and the fact that they wouldn't give their kits. And then so when they verified that, again, talking to Phil Spencer and all the rest of them, they said, yeah. But that's when Phil alluded to say, no, we'll comply to whatever rules. If they sign the 10-year deal, then we're gonna stand by it. We want to have Call of Duty on there. But my point of this my other point though, by it, is this: that's the reason why. Just in case if Sony plays hardball, let's just say for the first year, when this deal is over, and then Call of Duty does become a Microsoft property, and Sony says, we're not giving you the dev kits. Good luck on making money on that. Well, they will, because they'll have the PlayStation fan base, they'll have the NVIDIA fan base, they'll have those other fan bases that will put it on mobile. So that's one of the reasons why, Sony is in a position to where if they keep playing, they try to play coy or cute, and let's just say that if they look at the numbers, and Fred, follow me on this one. If they look at those numbers, and those numbers equate to the same amount that they would if it was on PlayStation or higher, then Microsoft can play even extra hardball and say, well, we tried to sweeten the pot, give you that 10-year deal.
Don't lean, man, bro. I'm telling you, don't lean in that direction. Like
I'm
that,
just telling-
they
I'm
have
telling
gone
you.
on the record so many times saying how adamant they are on how much they
But that's
want.
not- but
Hold
like
on,
they
hold
said,
on,
it's
hold
up
on.
to
Yeah, you were
Sony.
talking. You were. Let me finish my thought, brother. You know what I'm saying?
God.
But no, they have gone on record time and time again how it would be no benefit to them whatsoever. So they would never get to the point of even testing that out. The only way they would do that is if Sony just flat out rejects the games outright. That's it, and it would be on them. And
did you not hear what I just said?
but you know, when
You didn't hear me say if Sony
I
plays
know,
his
but
hardball,
when you're trying to make a situation look more severe for your side and you're trying to play the victim, you're gonna say a lot of things and act like you're putting lines in the sand, but at the end of the day you're not gonna do that because there's money to be made. All right, that's why I'm not taking what they said, like what they, you know, what could possibly happen, like, you know, and they were talking about parity at that point in time, I believe, as well. So like, I'm not going to take that as the end all be all until they come out and literally, like, if they were literally calling up Activision and saying, hey, we want our dev kits back, like, if that was confirmed or something, then that solidifies what they said earlier, and I'd be like, all right, that is definitely their direction. But with money on the table, you don't really know where they're going to go. Let's be real. I mean, I make sense, right?
You're repeating the same thing that I said. I didn't say that it was that. So I'm just saying if Sony, that's the first thing that I said. If Sony plays hardball and tries
What
to
do you
get
mean by
cute,
playing hardball and getting cute? Like, you're dancing around what you want to say. Like, I think that's where the miscommunication between me and you was coming. Like, I'm hearing
I think he's
hardball. I'm
talking
hearing
about like blocking the dev kits and stuff like that, and
you're
like
too
just
busy
being like,
talking over people. I'm trying to tell. I just told you.
I'm
like
just
3
trying to
times.
understand, man. This is the way I normally talk to
No.
people. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm a bad person.
I'm
I'm a
what
bad
I'm trying
person.
to tell you. No, you're not a bad person. I'm just saying, like, I just said that like 3 times. I said if Sony tries to play cute and try to want to
Again.
and don't want to work with Microsoft. That's one of the reasons why they have these other deals with other entities. So if they can see and test it, and if Sony does something like that stupid to take Call of Duty off just to prove
I don't think
a
they
point.
will. I don't think they will.
I mean, they might not. I'm sure that they'll work.
That would
with
be
them, but
really dumb. That would be so dumb.
But would it? I mean, you think the fan base is going to?
No, that'd be dumb for Sony to even try to like get into that position because they make so much money off microtransactions on an annual basis. Like, you don't bite the hand that feeds you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that hand switched. You don't like the smell of that hand anymore. But it's still feeding your
I got
food.
you, but
you
you also understand though too is that they'll be doing something completely different than what has happened before, and that is they're paying Microsoft, and they know that helps something that that PlayStation hates the most, and that is Game Pass.
Oh yeah,
because all that extra money that they'll be getting from PlayStation, that is going into Game
it's
Pass
beautiful
and into
justice,
into Xbox.
It's beautiful
I know.
justice.
I know. So who's to say that PlayStation is not going to try to play stupid? I didn't say that they were. I'm saying if that's the words that I said. If Sony tries to play cute, then and say, well, we'll keep it off for a year to try to, I don't know, try to prove something, you know, and then Microsoft will still have even more leverage, especially if they make more money or make around the same type of money if they have it on, you know, when they have it on the Switch and when they have it on Nvidia and everything else. Then that's good. You know what I'm saying? Then
at that point, it wouldn't even matter.
Yo,
as soon as they got resistance to the point of, like I said, if it ever is confirmed that they're asking for the dev kits back and all that good shit, at that point in time, yeah, you're just cutting strings with them, and because it's completely, the blood's off your hands at that point. Well, like, you're doing everything you can.
And even when Phil doubled down and said on the stand, he said these words. Right after he said that, he said, well, we'll put Call of Duty on. If Sony allows.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So that's the point that I'm making. I'm not saying that is a definite. I'm saying if.
I've seen
what I'm
people
saying.
calling for exclusivity just because, and I'm like, guys, don't do
And
that.
I said that before. That would be stupid to sit there. You want to make money off of your competitors. You want to sit there because that's that part of that whole Microsoft thing that I've talked about years ago. Is that Microsoft will pretend to be your friend, but then they're the snake that's squeezing you tight because they're all next thing you know they're all around you, and then you can't go nowhere.
Well, check this out because
that's how they're trying to play this.
No, check this out because like if Microsoft getting all the money that they're going to get from having Call of Duty multiplat, that's going to lead into projects and games coming back that are kind of dormant under Activision Blizzard. So one real quick thing I wanted to ask you guys, because this is basically a done deal. I know there's people out there that are going to try to play politically correct when it comes to the appeal. And again, you heard. I think K Mega said it beautifully as well. Kind of like what they need in terms of an overturn and to really get in there and switch things up again. Like that shit's not going to happen. All right, guys. So with that being said, I'm going to ask you guys, what game or franchise do you want to see make a comeback from Activision Blizzard? I'm going to start with mine first. And then I'm gonna let and K-Mego, you were talking, so you'll take the reins after this. But how about Tenchu, people? How about Tenchu? I believe that was
fantastic.
That was published under Activision. I believe it was From Software, published under Activision, and I think they could work out a deal there. I think with the whole Elden Ring thing, I think Xbox and From Software have become very nice friends. In terms of business wise, that would be cool for me. Like I would love. I played the shit out of Tenchu, man.
Tenchu was amazing.
But Mega, what would, because we talk about Call of Duty and there's so many other titles out there.
Right.
So what do you think, bro?
Okay, so I got a couple things, and I got to give one for Don because Don said something amazing when we did Devin the Gamer the other night and the other day. For me, I would look and try to. I would definitely like to see the prototype series make a return, which I think that would be a definite, because Xbox definitely needs that type of infamous, brutal, and that type of gameplay. Also, the Marvel Alliance. This definitely opens the opportunity to work with Disney and then finally start bringing some Marvel characters involved, and it don't have to be like Marvel Alliance. I mean, they also, I don't know if people remember this, but Activision did make Deadpool, so that could be an option as well. Those are two in Transformers. So like Xbox could have a portfolio of just comic book heroes, to counteract against Sony.
They still have the rights to Transformers for
yeah, and that would be backwards compatibility for those old Transformers games, and the Marvel Alliance games.
Right,
also,
don't try to take them all, man. We got two other panel members.
No, I was going to say what Don said. And I don't think anybody's going to say. Well, I'll hold it for what Don said, just in case if somebody else says. Yeah,
hold it until the end, and then see if somebody else says it.
Yeah, see if everybody says. Yeah, you're right. Let's do that. Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. Let's hit up Dark, man. We're talking about Call of Duty. I think there's other games under this umbrella that need some shine. What would you like to see? Because let's face it, Activision, they've just been making Call of Duty like constantly, man. What do you want to see make a comeback, bro?
I'd like to see it. I doubt it would ever happen, but prototype.
So that's two. Oh man, choked on my vape. That's 2 for prototype. That's interesting. We got a couple people for prototype. Pitfall in the chat as well. That's really interesting.
Who else?
That'd be dope. I said prototype.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
See, he takes everything, man.
But why? Why do you want to
give him an inch? You give him an inch, and he
know.
takes a mile. That's what he does. like you tell him to name one game, he like 50, and I'm just like, man,
hold on, isn't that Pred's OnlyFans slogan?
I have seniority, sucker. So
you want an inch? I'll give you a mile. Isn't that Pred's like OnlyFans slogan right there?
Yeah.
Yo, pause.
Just swinging.
Yo, pause.
No, but I think that's the whole thing. It's like I wish that they would probably bring some of those games back, but
Phil Spencer already
I
said.
don't-
Phil
I don't
Spencer already said that when they first started this. That's one of the things. He even said he said a title that I'm really skeptical. He said Guitar Hero, and I'm really skeptical that they would do that. I'm like, unless it's got to be, it would have to be multi-plat. They would have to have that on everything, man.
Would it be more of like a remaster, or what do you think it would be?
I don't know.
No, it'd
I don't
be more
know.
modern. Well, or maybe it could be.
I don't want to think about it because I don't think it would happen, man. Like I don't, you know
Yeah,
what? I'm not gonna
that's
hype
why-
myself up to be torn down, man. Like I'm still waiting.
Why would you think it wouldn't happen?
Because I'm still waiting for my ray tracing in Minecraft. That's why. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot of things.
Haven't you played it?
Yeah. There's no. It's that.
You haven't played it?
Yeah, dude. I had gameplay of it tonight, man. I play Minecraft.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's on PC. It's on PC, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's weird that it's not on console, but
Yeah, it's like the super duper graphics pack that I was excited for that never came as well. So
that's why
I got
I'm
some
like-
gripes
I'm
there,
like-
man.
But that's why I'm skeptic about if they would actually bring back. I know what they said, but
Yeah,
I mean they changed their mind. I could see them doing like remasters of some of this stuff, but a full on like
Ooh,
new
dude,
game for it.
can you imagine
I don't
Guitar
know.
Hero 3 again with like Slash and them? Like,
Yeah, that would be cool.
cool.
Because I think they would do that only only to see if the market still wants those kind of games, and then they would make.
And
a
the
new game, right?
copyrights for those songs for the original track list is not that much. Like they've gotten older and like it's on a cheaper level now when it comes to those songs specifically. But yeah, I don't know. So prototype. So that's it. I mean, K Mega did like 10 of them. So if you want to do another
I know,
one, you're
dude.
good.
I know. Like I feel like I need to do another one. Tony Hawk, bring that back.
This way, there's smaller selection for Predator, who's right behind you.
Yeah, the Tony Hawk.
Yeah, all right. Shut your mouth. Pred, what do you got? And ignore Dark. He said nothing. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know now. Fuck, I was sitting there trying to think of some of the games, and like y'all named them all. So
I feel like I said the best one so far.
That's K Mega, man. He
well, Phil had that shirt on, that Hexen shirt on.
Ooh,
I've
that would
never
be a
played
good
that
one.
game.
That would be a good one.
I've never played that game, so like,
Dude,
I don't
I
even know
own
what the fuck
that.
it was until I Google it. I mean, obviously that's probably gonna come back at some point. But did they make True Crime?
Yep, they did.
Ooh,
Did they make True Crime?
They published it. I know.
I think
they published it.
dude,
but,
can you
know what I'm saying?
imagine
I
how
don't know.
big that city would be on like the systems now, and like what you can do in True? Oh, that would be insane.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else from them that you guys already named. Skylanders, maybe? They do Skylanders?
Skylanders.
Yeah.
Hold on, Pred, you want a Skylanders? Is that what you're
no,
saying?
I don't. I'm
Then
throwing
why are you?
names up there. I think. Well, so someone said DJ Hero. Didn't they do Guitar Hero too?
Yeah.
I mean,
Deja vu right now with that one.
I don't know. I mean, I think you guys are named. He said there was a prototype, and I can't think of anything else other than
Pred,
that.
I think you don't care. That's what I think it is. You just really
I don't care.
You don't really care.
I don't care.
All right, man. So,
I mean, K Mega did name them all, so
I mean, not really. You're the one busted out Tony Hawk. When you said that,
Hey,
that was like a
listen,
red
listen.
light. I was
Listen,
like,
that was the only other one that I could think of that K Mega.
None of you guys said any.
I only
Hold on.
said two.
You guys, none of
Yeah.
you guys said anything from Blizzard. You didn't say like StarCraft or anything like that either.
Those are going to come. I mean, Phil
Yeah,
even
those are
said that.
coming.
Was
Oh, you're
yeah.
acting like they're just no-brainers. So if they were no-brainers, somebody would have just said that, like, because it was a no-brainer to say.
No, you
I was
gotta
just
want
saying.
these type of things you want.
I
I think
Xbox.
Activision. I think Activision to a lot of console gamers. I think that is the more attractive gem in like this hardware. You know what I'm saying? In this contract, I think a lot more console gamers are more Activision than Blizzard in this whole thing. I think PC gamers are kind of like the opposite when it comes to it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, Activision has Call of Duty. That's really what it is.
It's the biggest dude,
You know,
bro,
people-
console game out there, man.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's see what we got. We got about 13 minutes. I got one more quick question if you guys want to drill through that real quick.
Well, you didn't let me finish my last thing.
How many things did you have? What?
I told you
Oh,
to-
you're about the Don.
Things that he needs to
The
finish.
Don. I got you.
Hold on. Name the games that I said, so we can get this down and say I said 15 things. What did I say?
You know I'm just messing with you.
I know you are, but I'm just saying. I like to.
K Mega wants an
Honestly,
Activision published
I'm going
Barbie
to be
game.
completely honest with you. I didn't even hear any of the games you said.
Yeah, because you
clearly.
said prototype, right? Yeah. So I said prototype. I said Marvel Alliance. I said Marvel Alliance, and I said that they did make and I talked about and I did say Transform. So I did say 4. So okay, never mind. But what Don said, which was pretty interesting, was that he said he said what would be cool and that they could do this is that they could go and work a deal with Disney and then make a remaster of all of the Spider-Mans that they've had.
I mean that'd be interesting. I don't think Disney wants to mess around with their relationship with Sony and Spider-Man.
How would that mess up their relationship? Those guys, I mean,
because Sony let's be real. Hold on, let's be real. Sony,
he said that the Spider-Man games, they're getting ready to move off of Spider-Man and move on to Wolverine. Start working on that trilogy.
That's not commonplace news, so I'll take it as like under consideration. But when it comes down to it, Sony holds a lot of cards when it comes to Spider-Man and the MCU. All right, the MCU has not done too well when it comes to their TV shows and the movies that have recently come out the past couple of years. One thing that they do always have, and they are in talks with the Spider-Man 4 actually right now, Sony and Disney and everything. And like, I don't think Disney will mess around with the Spider-Man entity right about now in terms of what's going on with the MCU. That's what I'm looking at everything kind of like in a broader scale there, and I don't think they'll try to rock any boats or ruffle any feathers right now.
Technically, those are under different contracts anyway.
I know, but you mean to tell me that they're not using one to influence the other right now? Let's be real.
Not really. No.
I'd see. I would disagree with you. I got to because it makes business sense, and business is cutthroat, bro.
Okay. How are you disagreeing with me?
That they're not using. You're telling me that they don't use like their influence with Spider-Man and MCU to kind of control their destiny more with Spider-Man in terms of the video games.
No,
because
I was talking about the Activision deals.
Spider-Man, yeah. Right.
Those are different contracts, dude. Those are completely different contracts, and honestly, they could literally go to Disney and be like, "Hey, listen, we would like to have these remastered onto our console."
Hold on, remastered or remade?
Remastered, remade,
whichever one.
Well, remade is a much bigger deal. Remade is a much bigger deal.
They could totally do that. That wouldn't be stepping on anybody's toes at all. That wouldn't, because they would just be a remake or a remaster of an old game that came from Activision. It wouldn't. No,
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. That would be plausible. I just think like it's all good, man. Like that would be cool. That would be cool. I'm not sure that would happen, but That would be
I'm
very
not
interesting.
Sure any of it would happen.
I'm not saying, any of it happened. Whatever. Just
Yeah,
like,
well, I
just
try
thought
to
it was
think
a
about
really cool
plausibility
premise.
as well, man. Like, and that, I mean, that would be cool. Like, you talking like Shattered Dimensions and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Right,
like
it
a
would be
like a
like
three,
Shattered
like a
Dimensions.
three.
I love
yeah,
Shattered
or
Dimensions.
Friend or foe.
Yeah.
It would be, probably, maybe
The
Spider-Man 1, 2,
collection.
and 3
Yeah.
from the original Spider-Man movies. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how that one would. I don't know how those three would work because of the fact that Tobey Maguire is technically part of the MCU now. So
Right.
It's so weird.
it's weird, dude. Right? It's like
it probably wouldn't be. It probably wouldn't be those 3 games. It probably would be the friend and foe.
right. It would be
and the other like maybe the N64 games, maybe things like that.
I want Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah.
That was my favorite, like, more, I guess you could say more recent
Shattered
Spider-Man.
Dimensions, and I think what was the one after that? There was another one.
Web of Shadows? Was it
Web of Shadows?
Yeah, okay.
Web
Yeah.
of Shadows was.
Yeah, for people who act like I don't like Spider-Man, right? Do you hear me just coming off with the titles like nothing? All right? I didn't like the Spider-Man PS4.
Listen, you
Okay?
didn't like Spider-Man PS4, and that's the only one that matters, dude. Okay?
That's the only one that matters. I got you. Damn, how did I miss out? Like, why is my taste such a failure to me, then? I don't know.
Because you're an Xbox, dude. That's why it's a failure, dude.
Dude, I was so excited for
fail.
that game. So excited for that game. But anyway, guys brought us to the end. I did have one question, but it can wait. It can wait. We got more to talk about. There's more things in the pipeline. So, shout out to the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Yes, we are back. We are back here on Thursdays, 8 p.m. And it is the end of the show. So, like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in. And let's start with Dark tonight, man. Dark, dude, what have you been up to on YouTube, man? And when are you streaming Final Fantasy?
Oh, that's gonna be a while yet, man.
Mother bitch.
Yeah,
You just
it's gonna
hate
be a
me,
while
is
yet.
what you hate me.
That's
One
not
game I request for you to stream, and you say no.
Listen, the poll decided. All right, decided. Even though there was only 10 people who decided.
Hey, that's 9 more than me. I guess I got outnumbered, man.
Exactly, you got.
Damn it.
outnumbered.
Bastards.
But you guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Optimus. You can also find me on PlayStation and Xbox at the same name. And you guys can find me here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern for my live streams. We're going through Diablo 4 right now. Hopefully we'll finish that within the next week or so because I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks. So I won't be here, won't be doing podcasts, won't be doing nothing for 2 weeks. So
I ain't not be doing nothing on Fridays.
What I'm hoping
Period.
for, Bot, is to finish Diablo 4 next week, and then when I come back from vacation after the 2 weeks, I will be doing Final Fantasy 16.
So
That's what I'm hoping.
like almost a month away is what you're saying, like 3 weeks.
Almost a month away. Yeah.
Okay. I can math, people. I can math. Let's see.
It's like math is hard.
Math. I do math work.
I do math really good.
Yo, Brad, what do you got going on, brother? What is the adult gaming phenomenon going on over there in Texas right now, man?
I'm going to Vegas this weekend, so I'll be adulting out there.
That really is adult gaming right there, because like you could lose your house,
weekend,
you know.
So that's what I'll be doing, and I may not even make it to the show next week because I might still be out in Vegas.
Legal prostitution. That's all I gotta say. Welcome to Vegas.
It's legal.
Yeah,
so it's good. It's legal.
In Vegas, yeah. All right, brother. So hold on. So did you say you won't be here next week either?
No, I didn't say that. I said I might not be here next week. I'll let you know.
Well, I'm gonna need to know,
I
man,
mean,
because now
ain't
I
no news
got
coming
panel
out next
members
week
dropping like
between now and
flies
then
right now.
anyway, except for this FTC bullshit.
Oh,
so
it looks like the Ninth Court denied the FTC appeal.
Well, I seen it, but I didn't know. I was looking for it to make sure. Where did you see this at?
Let me.
How dare you guys celebrate consolidation? What the fuck are you doing? I can't even with a straight face. Oh, man. Oh, Twitter is going to be so fun over the weekend. I just want you guys to know that. It is a work weekend for me, so it's going to be extra tasty. On that note, yo, K-Mega, you got a show coming up tomorrow. You might have a couple things to talk. No?
No, I don't. No. I took my couple of weeks off last week and this week.
I'm stunned right now.
I got some partying to do tomorrow. Well, this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out and kicking it with friends. Last week, I sit there and spent time with my wife. We went to see the movie, seen Guardians of the Galaxy. Excellent movie.
Still didn't see that yet.
It was really good, really good. And then just have a good time, man. So I will get back to starting doing Fight Night Sunday once I get to level 100 on I'm a level 76 now. So I'll get there. But yeah, it is.
U.S. court refuses FTC request to pause Microsoft deal.
Hold on.
I don't know if it's a legit site or not, but it's on Reuters.
Hold on, real
so
quick.
like I look at Red Dragon, it's like as expected, Judge Corley denies FTC request and sides with her son's employer.
Real quick, yo, Sir X-Man.
He's so on that shit.
Sir X-Man, that's not big news. Sir X-Man, if you were here at the beginning of the show, you would have heard all of us agree that this was passing. So, like, we already knew this was going to happen, man. We didn't know it was going to happen right now. But come on. Guys, if you believe...
they only had until tomorrow to really decide.
I feel weird at almost like the lack of confidence with a lot of people in the community. Like how quick they can change their mind and be so confident something's going to pass.
Twitter is turning to hell.
And then all of a sudden they're like, well, I don't know. It's only like a 20% chance. And I'm like, dude, you're all over the place. What are you just trying to cover every base? Like,
they can still appeal, but the federal court rejected the FTC from their request to order Microsoft to temporarily hold off on their closing of the deal.
Yeah, which means they're going to close. Which means everything that we said tonight, they're going to do. Look at that. That's amazing.
Right. Yeah, okay, I finally seen it. It says FTC asked the court to adjourn the merger at issue pending resolution of the FTC's appeals of the Ninth Circuit Court's appeals. The motion is denied. So it is so ordered. Said send that shit to Hades. But
yeah, that was at the end of the document. It said send this shit to Hades.
Send this shit to Hades. Send that shit to Hades. It is denied, bitches. And then also I just read something. Hold on, let me read. I know you got to get ready to go by it. Where did this go? In regards to what the CMA was, and I didn't know. And again, this is going. I'm looking through back channels right now, but. It had something to do where if that Blizzard has agreed to relinquish some of their cloud infrastructure to the UK in order for this deal, for the deal to go through. I don't know if from what I'm reading from that is true, but it seems like that was the deal that they made. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, the UK was backed into a corner when Satya basically wouldn't say that they wouldn't pull out of the UK when it came to it in terms of, like, their trade commission trying to block the deal or whatnot. As soon as Satya was like, basically, there's ways around that. As soon as he was really nonchalant about that and how they had a response and everything, like, they were backed into a corner. They were going to lose money. You know what I'm saying? Like, the government was at that point in time. So, like, that whole thing's not going to stay either. So, I mean, it's everything. Yo, K-Mega, it's everything that we stated in the beginning. All right? We didn't guesstimate the mileage or how bumpy the road was, but we did.
Yeah.
We did. We were very accurate on the outcome, bro. I'm just saying.
Listen, Sir X-Man needs the bumpy road, okay? That's why he called you out, bot, all right?
He needs all the salt, man. That's what it is. Like he needs all that drama, man. But on that note, yo, K Mega, is there anything you want to say? Like you said.
No, yeah, that's it. We're good. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. We'll be back. Got a new podcast. It's called The Crossover with Ham Solo. So we'll be on my channel Monday at 1:30 p.m. The Lord's time Central. Come and check us out, man. It's fun.
Let me help you out. That's 2:30 Eastern for people who like you know like the time zones and everything, man. You go by Eastern. I know.
The
I already
spawns,
know.
We don't.
Wow.
We're a heavenly show. We're a show.
Hold on, you and Ham Solo, and you're okay.
I know, right?
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
That's a problem.
He's laughing right now. He doesn't even know why. Nice, bro. And guys, on that note,
Demon Spawn podcast.
Pretty much.
It's funny. I got a couple shows in my brain right now, and I've just been trying to pick good scheduling for them. But
need to move back to Saturdays. What's called
Pred's not good with Saturdays though.
Twitter.
Pred's not good with Saturdays, bro. That like
Damn.
I remember when we switched over, you were happy, man.
He was.
I prefer to do it during the week, but I mean, like, I don't want to do Saturday nights. That's like date night. Like, who the fuck wants to be home listening to a fucking podcast with your little bitch ass voice at fucking Saturday or Sunday?
I know that does sound like we might get hit up for assault, or some other crimes with that young ass voice. Yeah. So.
Wow.
But Saturdays or
I think my voice has gotten deeper since I started this whole thing.
Shit, no, that motherfucker's got.
If it was earlier in the day, but like I ain't trying to be here until 7 p.m. on a Saturday.
Yeah. I got you.
But sit there and sit out there and watch motherfucking bugs. Man, anyway, man, shut your ass up. You ain't gonna be doing it, man. Take your ass to Vegas, man. Shut up, man.
He said that legal prostitution, baby.
So again.
He said I'll be in Vegas this Saturday. Yeah, wiggling my toes. I feel you.
But we'll definitely. I gotta see your new show though, man. I gotta see that. That's interesting. Ham's a character. You're kind of a character too,
I'm never a character. I'm always even killed. Yes, ain't that right, fellas? So, yeah.
Especially with alcohol, people. You couldn't be any more even killed.
After my last sit back and tripping out, I've put the.
But guess what? The history's always there, bro. History's always there. It's right on your channel. It's right on your channel.
We're done with that.
But, yo, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Definitely join us next week. We are here Thursday, 8 p.m., which, of course, is prime time. Thank you again for the support. Have a great night, and we will see you next week on the next podcast.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
It's not Thanksgiving, man. What was that?
Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the